Open world games are all about freedom of choice, whether that's in exploration, character progression, and approaches to missions and tasks. From games set on a distant planet to stories about Earth's ancient past to futuristic dystopias and fantasy worlds, stealth and staying out of sight can often be a viable way to deal with hazards. Not all games, however, handle stealth well in their open worlds. Stalker 2, for example, features enemy AI that can spot the protagonist from halfway across the map, making stealth needlessly difficult. Star Wars Outlaws includes forced stealth sections that feel outdated, with even brief detection leading to instant failure and mission restarts. The best open-world games give players a massive sandbox without cutting corners when it comes to stealthy gameplay. Sniper Elite 5 continues the acclaimed series with refined sniping mechanics, tactical third-person combat, and an upgraded kill cam. Set in 1944 France, elite marksman Carl Fairburn joins the French resistance during a covert U.S. Rangers mission, uncovering Operation Kraken, a secret Nazi project meant to end the war before the Allied invasion. It shows that the life of a sniper isn't just about reading wind speeds and calculating bullet drop. It's also about infiltration and intelligence gathering, where stealth becomes essential. Bodies must be hidden, silencers are vital, traps can be set, and timing is everything. Some missions feature environmental cues like artillery fire, which can be used to mask gunshots if timed correctly. Beyond its mechanics, Sniper Elite 5 stands out as arguably the best in the series, with a campaign built around real-world locations that offer immersive environments and multiple infiltration routes. In Ghost of Tsushima, stealth plays a central role in Jin Sakai's transformation from a noble samurai to the feared and silent ghost. Players are given a range of tools and techniques to support a tactical, covert approach to combat, including sneaking up on enemies or using distractions like wind chimes and firecrackers. This gameplay choice is not only practical, but deeply tied to the narrative. What sets Ghost of Tsushima apart is how stealth directly influences the story. Jin, trained in traditional samurai combat, gradually adopts stealth tactics to counter the Mongol invasion more effectively. This shift marks a key part of Jin's character arc, showing how necessity challenges honor. The integration of gameplay and story makes stealth feel essential rather than optional. The possibilities for any kind of playstyle are endless in Skyrim. While mastering ethereal powers and building a dragonborn who charges head-on through dragons, draugr, and frost trolls can be exciting, becoming a stealth archer is arguably the most popular and heavily memed path in every re-release of Skyrim. A major reason for this is that once the right stats are leveled, sneak attacks become devastatingly powerful, allowing players to clear high-level dungeons earlier than expected. Sneak is also one of the easiest skills to improve, with locations like the Whiterun Gateguard Barracks serving as popular grinding spots. Embracing the shadows opens up a more varied gameplay experience, including self-imposed challenges, such as disarming entire bandit camps without being detected. As with other Elder Scrolls entries, the most intriguing storylines often come from the stealth-focused factions, such as the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild. For those not fully up to date on Tolkien lore, Monolith Productions' Shadow of Games take place in an alternate timeline set years before the events of The Lord of the Rings. Players step into the role of Talion, a ranger brought back to life and empowered with supernatural abilities by the wraith Celebrimbor. The stealth mechanics are familiar, with kills that can be executed from behind, from ledges, or by dropping from above to instantly eliminate unaware enemies, but each of these is enhanced by Talion's wraith powers. Given the emphasis on stealth, it's not surprising that the title was originally conceived as a Batman game. It's easy to picture an Elseworlds version of the Dark Knight lurking in the shadows of Mordor, quietly dispatching foes. Fans of Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system will find plenty to enjoy in this earlier take on Middle-earth. Assassin's Creed could easily claim every spot on a list of open-world stealth games, since each entry places players in the hooded role of assassins and Templars, waging a hidden war from the shadows. While the series has always featured stealth mechanics, it wasn't until Unity that players were given the ability to crouch at will. Before that, stealth relied on blending into crowds, sitting on benches, parkouring across rooftops, and hiding in hay bale. The more recent action RPG entries have both expanded and diluted stealth. While players now have more tools and abilities for silent takedowns, the impact of stealth has been diminished, particularly with a hidden blade no longer guaranteeing an instant kill. That said, the most recent game in the series, Assassin's Creed Shadows, still gives players plenty of opportunities for stealthy gameplay. SX is a legendary name in gaming, and one of the earliest innovators of both stealth mechanics and open-ended mission design. In the most recent entry, Mankind Divided, Adam Jensen returns to a world on the brink of dystopia, with rising tension between standard humans and those augmented with artificial enhancements known as AUGs. The previous installment explored the fallout of these augmentations, particularly how they were blamed for random deadly incidents. Players can decide early on whether to engage enemies with silent or loud weaponry, choosing between lethal or non-lethal tools across various ranges. Each area offers multiple paths for infiltration, whether it's slipping through a side entrance or using a cloak to bypass patrols entirely. There are also plenty of augmentations that expand stealth potential, including ones that allow for quieter movement and faster sneaking. Everything about Baldur's Gate 3 is expansive, and the stealth mechanics are no exception. Rooted in the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set, stealth functions as a versatile tactical tool. Like most stealth systems, the game allows characters to avoid detection, set up sneak attacks, or bypass combat entirely. What makes Baldur's Gate 3's stealth system especially interesting is its importance in exploration, where it can be used to prepare ambushes or maneuver past threats. Stealth even factors into role-playing scenarios where subtlety is favored over brute force. It's a game designed for player freedom, where players can create all kinds of builds, and those who enjoy stealth will feel right at home. Days Gone is an open-world action-adventure game set in a post-apocalyptic version of Oregon, 2 years after a global pandemic that turned people into zombies called Freakers has devastated humanity. Players take on the role of Deacon St. John, a former outlaw biker turned drifter and bounty hunter who fights to survive while searching for purpose in a chaotic world. Stealth in Days Gone is a core gameplay mechanic that significantly impacts survival, combat, and mission strategy. While the game allows for open combat, stealth is generally a safer and more efficient way to deal with threats, especially in a world where noise can attract deadly consequences like massive hordes of freakers. Players can crouch to move silently, hide in bushes, and use environmental cover to avoid detection by both human enemies and infected creatures. Metal Gear, as a series, is synonymous with the stealth genre, with the first Metal Gear Solid title coming with the moniker Tactical Espionage Adventure. However, it wasn't until the Phantom Pain that the Metal Gear games went fully open world. The fifth Metal Gear Solid game has a map that spans around 6 square miles, which is massive compared to previous titles in the series. Not only does the Phantom Pain have a massive world to explore, but it gives players plenty of options for stealth, from the iconic cardboard boxes to calling in support from a photosynthesizing expert sniper. The choices and opportunities are endless. Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima left Konami after the Phantom Pain, but it was an incredible note to go out on. Tom Clancy games are all shooters, but they span different genres, and some titles give players massive sandboxes to explore. The Division is one of the best looter shooters out there, but outside of silenced weapons, it doesn't have many options for stealth. Rainbow Six Vegas offered some stealth mechanics, but always ended in an explosive breach and clear section towards the end. The recent string of Ghost Recon games, however, like Wildlands and Breakpoint, took all of the authenticity of a Tom Clancy game and added the option for full stealth. Wildlands started and set many of the foundations for this to work, but Breakpoint really mastered it with its improved combat, stealth, story, and location. This is one of the first times that being a ghost agent is truly realized, offering some of the cleanest and most refined stealth action in gaming history.